It is Sunday night, and we are live in the Madhouse. My name is Tommy Ma. I'm your host tonight for the Maverick Soul Hour. And boy, we got a hot one for you tonight. I can tell you, believe me, I'm sweating just from the sound check. But I actually just want to talk about a couple things. Oh boy, I'm really kind of lost here. Who did I have last time? Janine. Well, anyway, tonight we have all the way from Australia. They are exhausted from getting here. They're exhausted. But we have a great, great group in tonight. We have Emma Zachary Vicious.
Yes.
Is it close?
Yes.
Am I close?
That was good.
Zachary Vicious. Zachary Vicious. Try that one out, folks. But it's phenomenal. I want to tell you that we just did do Jimi Hendrix's 72nd birthday party at BB King's, and I hope you guys got to see that because we had a great interview with Vince Martell from the Vanilla Fudge. The only interview with Robbie Krieger from The Doors. It was a magnificent night, 3 hours with Jimmy, and like Krieger said when I interviewed him, I said, and then you threw a little Doors in at the end. He goes, yeah, that was the dessert. So check that interview out. It was really good. And actually, go back and watch any of the past shows, that we had. The interviews are great. Kim Simmons from Savoy Brown was great. It's just go back and check anything out you want because it's really history and it'll be around forever. And especially you young cats, and the up and coming bands that we had on the show that are definitely deserve a shot to be shown to the world. And this is one of them tonight that definitely we feel definitely belongs to be out and have the world see them. And now we know it's Monday. It's hard for us to visualize this, but it's Monday in Australia right now, and we hope that all you guys, especially Mark, I know you got your radio station going, so I hope you're doing a live thing right now and pumping us out to your people in Sydney. So, Mark Echo, my brother, you're my man. All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial. We're going to come back, and when we come back, I got a hot group for you tonight. It's going to blow you away. So hang in there. Get yourself tight. Get yourself right. We'll be right back with the Maverick Soul. Hang in there. We'll be right back. I am Tommy Ma, otherwise known as the Maverick Soul, and I am live in the Madhouse for my show, the Maverick Soul Hour. Come and join us. It's the place to be. Right here on Madhouse TV, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we will put you out to the entire world. You got that right.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, EmZ, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with your one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
We are back live in the Madhouse, and I am Tommy Marr, and this is the Maverick Soul Hour. I want to say hello to all my Woodstock buddies upstate and that, and wherever around the world you are. Looking forward to going back in August. Very excited about it, and it's going to be good. Also, I just want to let everybody know, anybody in the tri-state area, my band is going back for a reunion. We haven't been together in a couple of years, and we're going to do a benefit for a friend that passed away, and we want to help out his family. It's going to be in Howard Beach on March 7th, and we're going to play from 2 to 4. So look on my Facebook and get the info on that, and we'd love to have you come down, and I'm looking forward to playing with my old buddies. You know, I haven't done it in a long time, but we had one rehearsal, and we were together 12 years, and I was like, you know what, that was the best rehearsal we had in 12 years, so it worked out pretty good. I don't know how we're going to be live, but it was good. It felt good. It just felt good to be with friends again, and brothers that, you know, we went through a lot together, and I'm looking forward to it, so it ought to be cool. So here we are in the Madhouse with the Maverick Soul, and we got a group in here, quite a group, but let's start off with the leader of the pack, Miss Emma Zachary Vicious. Zachary Vicious.
Zachary Vicious.
Now, that's not an easy one for me, guys, so you got to give me a little credit for that one.
It's not easy for anyone.
Zachary Vicious.
You got it right on.
I got it now. I'm good. Emma, talk to me from Australia. Now, let's go back, because my curiosity, like we talked before the show, I didn't want to get into anything. I didn't want to know about what you did, and, you know, I'd rather just come off real and you and I talk. I do know you came from a very rural part of Australia.
Half my life was spent in a rural part of Australia, yes. In the northeastern part of Australia called Nhulunbuy, Gove, which is right on the very northeastern tip.
So now, were you a wilderness girl? I mean, were you one of those, a Tom
My
girl?
Dad was into it. Yeah, he was always making us go camping, sailing, bush dancing.
I mean, what was your home like? Away? Were you
It
near
was-
other homes, or
Was it what?
were you near other homes, or were
Yeah,
you like?
it was a very small town. It was like 3,000 people.
Oh, okay.
But you had to fly into this town, and it was a mining town, so it was very kind of isolated.
And that's what your dad did?
He was a teacher,
Oh, cool.
but he always got posted. He always wanted to get posted in sort of tropical areas.
So, what was it like? Because that's always been a dream of mine, to go to Australia. I just couldn't take the flight, but I've always wanted,
rough
and I
flight.
hope someday I do get there. But just give me a little bit about, you know, your childhood, you know, and where you pulled your vibes and your, you know, where everything came from. How'd you get into music at a young age? Not down the road, but
Okay.
was it something that you always were into?
I mean, I always loved music. I think the first musical experience I can remember, the first song I can remember hearing was Another One Bites the Dust by
Oh, really?
Queen. That's the first musical memory I have, like, you know, that beat. Dun, 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 you know, and then obviously a lot of the stuff that my parents were listening to. But the first album I ever had was Michael Jackson Thriller when I was like 8, you know, and I would dance around in my bedroom to that, obviously. And then I went kind of straight from that to Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion was my second CD cassette tape I owned.
You were getting smarter.
Yeah, and then I went into Metallica. I was always like what the boys were into. I had to be up with it.
Let me ask you, what were you, at a young age, say like 5 to 7, 8 years old, what were you exposed to musically?
I think it was more my parents' music.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I mean.
Mom.
What were they into, country west? Because I know
No.
Australia, they're big country western, right?
My mom she was listening more to Eurythmics and
Really?
Phil Collins and Supertramp, and Dad liked Pink Floyd, and Dad was into Roxy music, and he kind of liked Dean Martin and Creedence and Cat Stevens.
So you liked everything.
Yeah,
That's good.
So
That's good.
there was like a range.
That's probably had a lot of seed in you
yeah.
to plant all those things, you know.
I love all that sort of
You know, when you grow up with one type of music, you know, when you're lucky enough to have a parent that exposes you to a lot of different kind of genres of music, it's great. And you know,
Also in Australia, every Friday and Saturday night they'd have the equivalent to MTV, which is called Rage. And so it was one of those things you would wait for it to come on at midnight. They'd have a guest artist on Saturday night, so they would program the evening for like a couple hours, and then it would go into the top 100.
Right.
So we would stay up all night and watch it until 9 o'clock in the morning. So we would do
Really?
that every week. Yeah, we were all about it, and so that's how we sort of learned about hip hop. And I was in, as I got older, I got into hip hop, and then I sort of fell out of that, and I had different waves of things. But a lot of my music I learned from watching that show.
yeah, I like to ask that because I like to know where people draw from. You know, like I mean, it might sound funny because I'm sitting here going, God, that's like really. I mean, that was way down the road for me. Those people, I'm thinking, mine was like the Ink Spots. You know what I mean? And I still love to hear the Ink Spots. I mean, I'm a rock guy, but I love the Ink Spots. I
don't
like
even
the
know who they are.
Drifters. I mean,
love
Little Anthony Imperials. I mean, there's not
And then
many
there were
better in
songs
the world.
that that you hear that sort of stuck in your mind the first time. Like the first time I heard Unchained Melody. I
That was
in
my
the-
signature song
and
for
I was
years.
I remember we were in
years.
the car driving home one night from grandma's house or something, and I heard that song. I was young. I was like 8 years old or something, and it made me so upset to hear that. So I just thought it was so
Was it was it
moving.
before you saw Ghost or after you saw Ghost?
Before.
Oh, okay, good. So you got the right feeling.
Yeah, I just heard it, and just the emotion in it. I was always very responsive to voices. If they were emotional, I'd get
Yeah,
very emotional.
I
I'd start
agree.
crying and
I
stuff.
agree.
My mum would always be like, "Why are you crying?"
I
And I'm
still
like,
do.
So do
still
I.
do. I mean,
I was talking about it the other day, and I was crying.
Dana
Like,
Fuchs can make me cry. I mean, really. I mean, there's a lot of people who can make me cry with vocally.
I think that's
mean,
the beauty of music.
It's such an emotional roller coaster. But the great thing about it is when you have so many things to draw from, it takes bits and pieces from each thing, and that's what makes a unique artist. It's not just cut and dry. He's a hip hop guy. He's a rock guy. I love when people take songs and just twist them and make them their own. I do cover bands. I've done that, and I still do that. But we never make it. It's already been done.
Yeah,
so
you do your
I like
thing.
to drift off it, keep the nucleus of the song, but drift off and then come back. But do your own thing
Put
too,
your own
because the
flavor
other
on
one's
it.
been done already. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's nice that I had two older brothers, so I lived through a lot of different periods. I mean, like my first record that I remember playing over and over and over and over again was Wipeout by the Ventures, because
wow.
I never heard a person. Buddy Rich used to play, but this guy, the drummer on this thing, was like I just would play it over and over and over again. And then Beach Boys and stuff like that. And then my hero, and still to this day, is James Brown. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my thing. James Brown, Jackie Wilson, Wilson Pickett. That's me. Luther
Cool.
Vandross.
I got into a lot of trip hop and sort of English music too when I was in my teens.
Well, that was yet to come.
Yeah.
When the invasion
Oh yes,
came,
of course. Yeah.
then it all changed. Then it was Cream, Hendrix.
Yeah.
Everything changed. When '67 came, the world changed.
I got into all of that music more in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
When my first boyfriend, a lot of my music was through my boyfriends too. So my first real boyfriend, his music collection was immense.
Mm-hmm.
And once I had gone through that, I got my next boyfriend. Then I go through his.
Need
music.
some new material.
Yeah, I need some new material. You have to go now.
No, it's funny when you look back on it and how you went through. Like, I mean, people ask me, musically, '67 was my favorite year because it was the year everything really changed. I mean, it was really when Elvis left the building and Hendrix came into the building, and Cream and the Invasion came over, and it was just an amazing time to live through. I mean, you guys lived through it. It was an amazing time. Some didn't like it, some liked it. A lot of R&B guys, it really hurt them bad.
Same way now.
But then they came back. And I'll tell you another thing that I think people never really realize is who I think I've never even heard anyone say it. Who really should get a lot of credit for bringing a lot of these guys back were the Blues Brothers, because literally they took the dust off them. Aretha, James Brown, Wilson Pickett, all these people. They would they were gone.
Right.
And they brought them back, and you never really hear them getting credit for doing that, but they did. They brought them back.
Yeah.
I mean, they really, truly did. And I just like to know, and it's nice to hear that that you did have parents that was open to music and allowed you to do your thing and stay up till 9 o'clock in the morning listening to music.
Yeah, they didn't really have a choice. I don't
Okay, so now we're going to move along a little bit. Now, when did this thought come on? Was it a long process thought that I'm going to go to America?
I was in university, and I just knew I had to get out of myself. You know, like I had grown out of myself, but no one else could recognize that, I don't think. And I just felt like this wasn't it. So I was trying to see about maybe getting in an exchange to another state, or something else, so I could just shake it up a bit. Because we moved around a lot,
Right.
my family. And yeah, I was just in a place, I was like, I got to get out of here. And when I went to find out about it, the administrator said, well, why don't you, look into going overseas? And I was like, I have no money, I can't do that. But I had started looking at it anyway, just to see.
Right.
She was like, you need $10,000 and you need
Did it
this.
excite you, though, the thought of it?
Yeah, I was like, but I didn't think it was possible.
Right.
I was kind of like, that's not going to work. That's not going to happen. But then they told me about a scholarship program. They would pay for, they give you, $2,500. So I went and interviewed for that, and they were like, why do you think you can handle this? And I told them my kind of story, my life story, and they were like, oh, okay. So then they wanted to help me out, and they gave me $2,500, which to me back then was a lot. And so I ended up moving in with my grandmother and living with her for 8 months or 9 months, working
In Australia?
Yeah, working my butt off and just saving $10,000, which is what I did. And
What were you doing?
waitressing.
Oh.
But I was also studying.
Mhm.
I always waitressed and studied.
Well, I see that you do have 2 degrees also.
2 master's degrees, yeah.
You go, girl.
Yeah. So yeah, I ended
That's
up...
something to be proud of right there.
I know. And I have paid off all my loans. I paid most of it off while I was at school.
God bless.
Yeah, it was
God bless.
really exhausting. But yeah, so I went over to Colorado. I knew I wanted to go to an English-speaking country because I didn't want to learn a language.
Right.
And I didn't want to go to London because I thought it's too grey, or I didn't know what my preconceived idea was. And I didn't really want to go to America either because I was like, I had sort of this preconceived idea about America that I didn't like.
What was it? Just curious.
I don't know. It's just like in Australia, I don't think sometimes America has a great rap. And
Yeah.
so
a lot of places.
So I was kind of like, oh, But then I thought, I saw photos of Colorado, and I was like, wow, that looks so beautiful. I want to go there. So I ended up going to Colorado, and it was the first time I had ever not worked while I was studying. So I did a prolific amount of work there because I didn't have to work. And I could just study and make art. And I really reinvented myself, and I discovered, in my mind, and I discovered so many different influences in music and jazz, and I was reading a lot of the Beat Generation and Jack Kerouac, and getting into Miles Davis and all sorts of Billie Holiday. I was just listening to a lot of stuff that I'd never really heard before, and we were doing these long drives in the mountains all the time, listening to all this music, and I was kind of like, and yeah, so I kind of really liked who I was in this scene.
You found
in
yourself.
my life, yeah. And then I went back to Australia. I took the long road home and went to Europe and flew all around the world to get home. And then as soon as I drove back into Adelaide, I was like, oh, I felt like I'd never left.
Right.
And as soon as I drove back, I was like, no, I got to get out of here again. And then I worked on getting back, and I basically applied to go to the New York Studio School to study painting. And I got a couple of grants from the Australian government and South Australian government, and then also the Ian Potter Cultural Foundation, which is an independent philanthropist organization. So I got like $15,000 to come.
And you also went to filmmaking, right?
And then after that, I did film. Yeah. So
Very interesting.
I came for 3 months in 2003 to study in New York, and I never left.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm still here.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. I just want the folks to know
Yeah.
where people
So it was
come
really
from.
visual art was my basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important. Well, I think it's about time. Maybe we should go down the road here and
Definitely.
talk about your little group here. And we got
It's a
some
big
heavy
group.
hitters here. We have some major people sitting on this couch with you. So if you'd like, maybe from right to left, or just go down the
right.
line and introduce
Okay.
your band.
This is Zandrina, or Z Charles. She and I met in Harlem at the New Amsterdam Music Association. We all met in Harlem, actually. This is Bodacious on the bass.
Just want to get down.
He just wants to get down, and he does get down.
He does.
Al Craig.
He does.
Al Craig on guitar. We've been working together for 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just we can talk about how we met in a sec. Carol Johnson, also singer of the Marvelettes, who we are very happy to have join us
actually,
at
I have to say,
any point.
because we had, before you guys even got here, we did a show with Mickey B, he did songs with Paul Simon.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we did the show right before this, and he's a big doo-wop guy. I mean, really doesn't get really many bigger than this guy. And I said, Mickey, you got to, one of your girls are in there, and, right? He went in, and you guys hit it up. I mean, Mickey knows.
Oh, yeah?
There isn't anybody he hasn't worked with, anybody in that genre of music, and right? I mean, the guy
Yeah,
knows. The guy knows.
absolutely.
I mean, he's still doing shows with all those groups. They all come in here.
And we'll talk.
We'll get the Marvelettes in here.
Yes. Well,
I
Carol,
didn't want to
Carol
cut you
does
off.
A whole heap of everyone in the group is doing their own thing as well. So, and then we have Eugene on drums. He is the drummer.
He's Eugene.
He
He
is.
can't wait to go home and watch himself.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go home and watch him.
That's it. That's all you got, Eugene.
I got more than that.
We got to get a wire on you. Is what we got to get.
Oh, where the wire?
We were afraid,
I don't wear
we were afraid to let him have control of the wires.
I know. You can't stop him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Don't touch it.
Stopping you.
So, let's go down briefly and tell us each a little bit about yourselves.
Well, I'm Z Charles. That's my stage name. My real name is Zandrina Stewart. We've been part of the band for many years. Emma and I have known each other since we met.
We've been
For a
3
while.
lifetimes.
Yeah, exactly. We're like bonded very nicely.
We're
We've
basically
been
the
very
same
friends.
person.
It's true. We sing alike and the whole thing. So.
But
just
it was
the same
singing that
color.
how you both met, right?
Yeah.
We met
definitely.
through my other band, Crazy Mary,
Crazy Mary.
and we had done a show together, and
Now, Crazy Mary, that's a psychedelic, right?
that's a
Yeah.
psychedelic rock band.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm into that stuff.
Yes.
As you
Yes.
can see.
It's so weird. The first time we met, my husband, Mark Stewart, who's here, he kept telling me, "Oh, let's go see Mary." I said, "Oh, let's go see Mary." And we're like calling her, "Mary, Mary." And she's not answering. I said, "Why isn't she calling?" And I said, "Oh, no, my name is Emma." With, "Oh my God. Hi,
thought I was
Emma."
rude.
We
They
thought
thought I
his
was
name
being
was
rude. I
Mary
was like,
because
"That's not my
Crazy
name."
Mary, you know. So that's basically how.
People called, but that back then, not everyone called me Mary. Now people do. Those are like,
Right.
hey,
Yeah, hi, Mary, because
Is
Crazy
that
Mary.
band still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're still a part of it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
8
gonna
years.
check that out too.
Yeah, you should. They're really fun.
I really do.
So yeah, we met that way. I've been singing for a very long time. Since when Harlem.
Also, no, she let me sing with her band. When my first reiteration of this group sort of fell apart, Zandrina kindly let me come and rehearse with her band. She'd be like, "Well, you can come to our rehearsal, and the end of rehearsal, we'll rehearse your songs for half an hour, 45 minutes."
Yeah.
So that's really how this band.
And the band
sort
was
of
called,
started.
it's called Blue Skies because it's still
That was her
around. It's my husband's band. He started it up. It's called Blue Skies, and we do a lot of work around the city. And a place we work mainly at a place called NAMA, New Amsterdam Musical Association. It's on Harlem, and I happen to be the treasurer, so it's pretty cool. So I love the place immensely. And most of the people here have been through Harlem. That's how we met. Is through NAMA. So
Right, right.
it's
Zandrina
very
brought me
honored
to
to.
Harlem.
Yeah.
And that's where I met everyone here.
Yeah, so it's just
That's
nice
where
how
you were
we
meant to
bonded.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all meant to be that way. It was just like
I'm
this.
totally down with that.
We all bonded very nicely, so it's very
Yeah,
cool.
it's a good. I'm sure my people watching are sick of me talking about it, but to me, there's nothing more important than the chemistry in the band.
Oh, but there's a lot of
Nothing
chemistry
more.
here.
I mean, I say it over. I'm sorry, but I say it over and over. You can have 10 great musicians and suck, and you can have 10 mediocre musicians if the chemistry's right.
It's
It's good. It's got to be right.
There's a lot of
gotta be right.
chemistry amongst us, so we're really blessed with
Yeah,
that.
and
so.
you can, and a crowd can see it too. I mean, if you're into music, you know if they don't get along.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
you know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's
Oh,
nice
yeah.
when you know they get along, and just the way they vibe off each other on the stage and everything.
Very
It makes you sucks you in a lot
Mm-hmm.
deeper, you know. Because when I'm watching somebody, I want to take the ride with you, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm glad. So.
So, bodacious.
Just want to get down. Here I am. It's one of my catchphrases, you know. But
That's what the ladies told me.
well, I didn't catch nothing from there. Anyway, one of my favorite artists coming up, because I grew up in Harlem, Spanish Harlem, and one of my favorite artists was Otis Redding, and you guys had mentioned him when you were talking earlier, but at that time, he was one of the first black entertainers that had his own TV show back in the day, you know, and unfortunately, you know, he died way before his time.
Amazing talent.
Yeah, but I totally, you know, admired him and what he did. So I used to see him all at the Apollo all the time, and my father started me in taking piano lessons when I was 8 years old, and I was
See, it comes from the roots.
yeah,
It does.
yeah, because he was from Barbados, born in Barbados, and his family couldn't afford a piano. So when I came on the scene, he wanted to make sure that I learned music, and he
Good
started
man.
me out when I
Good
was
man.
8 years old, and then my mother died when I was 12, so I sort of like stopped, you know, and then we started singing, doing the doo-wops, and
Some Marvelettes. You know.
yeah, well, I knew Carol. You know, I knew of Carol like way back when, but never thought that I would be performing with her.
Yeah.
You know, and so we went our ways. I was with a group called the Moment of Truth, and we did Helplessly. It was a big hit, big disco hit. We didn't own the name and we didn't own the song, but we put the song together. And Trini Lopez redid it exactly the same way we did it. You know, and then from that, I couldn't get away from the Truths. We became members of the Undisputed Truth and traveling around, you know. And then I was playing my bass, and this girl called me Bodacious, you know. So I said, hey, I like that name, and it stuck, you know. So then after that,
It fits you though. It fits you.
yeah, I am
You got that
bodacious,
bodacious-
outrageous.
You got that bodacious vibe going on.
So after that, when I came back from Europe, I started my own band. It was called Bodacious Outrageous Funk.
Oh, really?
and so that's where it all came from, you know. But I was always funky.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't really deal with the piano. So when we started singing, a friend of mine, John Mitchell, said, why don't we pick up an instrument, you know? So I said, well, I'm going to play the bass. So after my father spent all this money on me on piano lessons, I said, Dad, can you buy me something? And he said, what, son? What do you want? I said, can you buy me a bass? He said, music? I shit you over there with these goddamn books. So he opened up the store, hit me over the head with a couple of light music, but he didn't want to hurt me.
We need some more dads out there nowadays like that. Let me tell you something.
So after
With a
that,
baseball bat.
right. So after that, a couple of weeks went by, and I didn't say anything. He said, son, you asked me for something. What did you want? I said, no, you're going to hit me with them music books again. He said, no, what did you want? I said, I wanted a bass and an amp. He said, you know where to get it? So I took him down to Sam Ash on 48th Street, and he got me my first bass, and, you know, and that was it.
You had a good dad.
Yeah. He was a tremendous guy, you know, and I loved him for that because that kept me off the streets.
Sure.
You know, and we were putting on shows in the projects all the time, and still putting on shows now.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I'm a member of NAMA. I've been there a couple of years, and I put on shows there, and then that's where Carol came with me, and we was doing some things in the Bronx and all over. And then we joined Big Sexy Music.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yay!
You know what's funny? I'm sitting here and I'm thinking as Emma and I are talking.
yeah.
In my brain, I'm going, wait till they pan out on the band.
Why?
It's
unlikely, but it's true.
Yeah.
I was born for this.
Listen,
This is
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
This is very true. This is very true.
that's how I grew up too. I mean, and thank God I can dance. I can dance. But
I just feel very lucky because, you know, sometimes we're in rehearsal and we'll be in Times Square, you know, we rehearse at Funkadelic Studios on 40th, and we'll be up there and I'll be like, we're in the middle of Manhattan, and I met all these people in Harlem. I think back to my childhood and I'm like, I would never have guessed that this would happen in my life.
And you're so tan.
And I'm so tanned, and I'm not even tan yet.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Emma said something to me
I will be
in the
tan.
car after rehearsal. We was in the car, and Emma says, "Well, I love the way you play bass."
I do too, because
And-
you do play
Thank
some
you.
funky stuff.
And when she said that really made me, feel good.
I want to ask you, and I don't want to put you on the spot, because I know people say I can't possibly do that. Give me your top 3.
Bass players?
Yeah.
Oh man, wow. I could do that. One was James Jamerson, and not necessarily in that order. James Jamerson. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, on the spot.
Some people would say Stanley Clark. There's a gentleman that. Oh my gosh, the name is just escaping me right now.
I had a friend of mine that played with him, Gregory Lee. You ever hear of him?
No, I haven't heard him. There's Ron Carter. Played the upright. Ron Carter. In more jazz and stuff.
Yeah.
And Chuck Rainey. That's the one, Chuck Rainey. I love the way he played. And then there was Bob Babbitt. I mean, he took James Jamerson place from the Funk Brothers after Jamerson died. But this guy, I mean, he was like totally awesome. He played a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you could say Jocko, but Jocko, I really liked him. But I didn't take too many things from people because I had my own style. So I would learn certain things. Guitar player, a long time ago, his name was Watson Brown. I met him in the 70s, and this guy was like 19 years old, and he could play everything Benson played, George Benson.
Right.
So we was, and I used to do TV work.
And here you are again.
And here I am. But I used to work for public access, and I did a lot of public access shows. So he came there one day, and we were talking, and we started jamming, And he says, "Well, Bo, you should learn to play with your thumb because most bass players, when they do the thumb, they would just do the thumb like this, right?" So he showed me just thumb, like on top of the string like that. And so he gave me a guitar technique which banjo players use also. And and what they would do, they would take their thumb and they would go over and under like that. So you could instead of doom, you could did up, and you could put that sounds crazy, right? But that's what I hear.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you could play chords and you could hit all of those things,
Right.
So then I sort of like took that, and then I started playing banjo. What is this guy? Oh man, he was a banjo player. I saw him. I'm dating myself, but I don't care. I saw him on Johnny Cart's Roy Clark. Roy Clark? Yeah. I
That was
saw him.
with that show. What was
Yeah.
that show?
So
Hillbilly or
yeah,
something.
yeah, right. So
Hee-haw, hey.
yeah. So he was playing the banjo, and I'm sitting there. So I'm saying, now I got to take this style somewhere else. And I said, I didn't even know what I could do with it, where I could take it. Then all of a sudden, I saw him playing the banjo. So he started like picking with every finger,
he was
including the
Right,
thumb, and just
right.
doing it. And I said, oh man, that's it. I went and got my bass, and then I started like picking. So now
I was hearing that. I was.
So I started doing all of that, and what I like about EmZ music is that, like, if I'm playing R&B or I'm playing Motown,
It's settled, yeah.
I have to stay
Right.
there.
In the
Okay,
pocket.
I have to stay right there. I can't do anything else. But with EmZ music, I'm free because I could do all of the things that I want to do. That's my style,
Right.
And then plus, I have my own band. It's called Collage Inc. Carol is with me. And what I want to do one day is just combine everybody and just do a whole lot of stuff because I have some originals that's
We want to
really,
do
like,
a
out there.
big duo show
Yeah,
too.
do
like
dual shows and stuff like that. And I try not to ego out, seriously. I try
Right.
not to ego out. But one of the biggest things that I like to do and that I have done at NAMA and a couple other places, I play reggae, I play rock, I play all kinds of stuff. And one day I just wanted to get up there and get on the stage and play all of the genres of music within, and then bring different people in. But I wanted to be the bass player playing
Oh,
all
that's
of
cool.
those styles.
Bodacious.
Yeah,
Bodacious.
just want to get down. So that's what
I got to hook you up with TM Stevens, though, man. He just actually TM. He does a lot in Germany. He's over in Germany a lot.
Yeah.
And the guy is I mean,
I've seen him on YouTube.
he is
Yeah.
a show. Like I don't care who he's playing with. You're
Yeah.
watching him. He's just
Yeah.
got a look. He's a big guy.
Right.
He's-
Right.
He is just funked out, man. I mean,
Right.
he is just amazing.
Well, he plays with Wayne, Wayne Livingston. He plays guitar with us also.
Well, he just called.
And-
He's going to be doing my show, and
Oh.
we're very, very good friends. Very good friends.
Wow.
And he called me about it 2 weeks ago, and he said, "I'm going to send you." I just did 2 documentaries over in Europe. So he sent me the documentaries. Sorry, TM, I haven't gotten a chance to see them yet, but I will, and we are going to have you on very shortly. But he is. I'll tell you, the guy is just. You can't take your eyes off the guy.
I
He's
know.
just
I've seen him.
amazing.
I really like him.
Amazing.
Right.
You know, he
right.
played with the Vanilla Fudge. It was just. Like,
Yeah, right.
He funked it up. It
I'm
was
sorry
like-
I missed him because I wanted to go to that show, but then because of the snow and everything, they canceled it. But then they put it back on. You know, but I didn't realize
We'll
that
hook you
until
up.
after.
We'll hook
yeah.
you up.
That's
Definitely.
wonderful. That's
Great guy.
wonderful. Yeah.
Great guy.
Oh, can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
I have a friend out in Australia. Used to work with. Her name is Margarita, and we used to work together. So if you're watching this program, Margarita,
Aw.
I love you. You know, miss you, and I'll see you. Hey, we might go to Australia, right?
Hell yeah!
Check you out.
We got to get a grant.
Yeah, that's
We can do it.
what we want to do.
They can do it. After you see them perform, you'll see that they can do it. We got a lot of producers watching this show. I will tell you that.
Great.
All right, that Bodacious, thank you, and that was a very, very interesting story. I love that story about the flicking back and forth on the bass. All right,
Now, Craig.
Okay, the great Al.
Al Craig, born and raised in New York City, grew up in Queens. Pretty much the same place in Queens for the last, I don't know, bunch of years. It's funny you were talking before about your roots and early memories of music. And for me, back in around the time you were talking about, the early 70s, late 60s, a little after Cream when Zeppelin got started, a friend of mine, a couple years older than me, had a reel-to-reel recorder. And he was buying rock music that way. And he had about 3 or 4, and he started getting more. So he says, "Come over, listen to this. You got to hear this. You got to hear this." So he puts on the John Lennon Imagine album. I'm like, wow, that's so clear. I've heard that on the radio. It's not like this. It's amazing. And after that, he put on the second Led Zeppelin album. I heard the solo to Heartbreaker. And I'm like, how could anybody do that? That's like beyond my comprehension. First, you have to think of doing it, and then you got to do it.
Yeah.
And like, no, that'll never happen, you know. And then within a couple of years, somehow I developed a guitar in my hand, and I just never stopped playing after that. You know, for many, many years. I got married. I got a guitar as a wedding present. I mean,
Did you play Heartbreaker?
I can't. No, I don't want to play. I learned everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
It loses just a little bit of that magic for me.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to
Make your
learn
own
that.
magic.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I want to do.
There you go. Like I said, that's been done already.
Yeah.
Make your own magic.
Well, I don't know I could do it anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
But and you were talking before about who are your top guys that you grew up with, and for me you said 3, but really it's 4. I mean, you had to have Jimmy Page up there.
Jimmy Page is my idol as a guitar player. I mean, I just love the guy.
He can do anything.
I love his imagination. I think what he has done, and still doing. I mean, now he's redoing everything again.
Yeah.
And he like Whole Lot of Love. Like people don't know. But when they recorded that, Plant was in another room. When you hear that love, 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 that was a bleed through, and he left it in. It bled through from room to room while he was
Genius.
doing the guitar. It bled through, and Jimmy decided, I'm going to leave it in. You know, and people don't even know that. But I mean, he has his with the what do you call that thing with the.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, who did that?
Nobody. You can't even find
He
those
was
things. I
so
don't think.
well. I say it was Hendrix and
what
Page, and it kind of stopped. I mean, there's
Theremin.
some people, cats out there now that are really. I mean, like I love Joe Bonamassa.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do.
I love these guys, but Hendrix, Page, they were the guys that really just made the right turn and changed everything. They both did it, and still to this day. I mean,
And then
really.
the more people you hear, the more you want to play. Like I want to play a little like that.
Yeah.
A little of that. A little of this.
Well, that's it.
a little
Take
of
a
that.
little, and then you
Like
make
Joe
your
Walsh
own.
said, steal from
You
everybody.
build your
That's
own
what I did.
snowman.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Miss Marvelous Marvelette. I want to hear some of this stuff.
I'm thankful. I was born into a musical family. My mother thought she could sing, but she really couldn't. She was one of those singers you spend a half an hour giving her the notes. She said, I finally got it the first time you put her with the other singer. She would sing whatever she
Right.
heard.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, that's my mom. But my dad, I came from a musical legacy. My father being one of the original Drifters.
Really?
Yeah,
Didn't know
James. James Wrinkle Johnson. He was
Wow.
one of the original with Clyde McFadden and Charlie White and the other two guys whose names right now escape me. But yeah, they started. They were a gospel group, the Mount Lebanon Jubilees in Harlem, West Harlem, and they were contacted by Aragat, Ahmed Aragat, to form a group, and they pulled in Clyde, and Clyde pulled in members of his gospel group. And it's ironic because they had rivals. There was a rivals. They were the Mount Lebanon Jubilees, and there was a rival group at the time called the Thrasher Wonders. And the Thrasher Wonders and these guys would just constantly debate, constantly battle back and forth. One would win, the other one would win, then it would be a tie. So ironically, my father sang with them for a couple of years, and when he left, that's how Gerhard Thrasher got in. He called the Thrasher brothers and said, listen, I'm leaving the Drifters. These people are running off of my money. I have a good
They
job.
did get a hosing.
You know, I have a good job at home. I have a new wife. I have
Right.
a brand new baby. You know, I can't do this. So right now I'm trying to get some rights to, not rights, I just want the wrongs righted,
Right.
you know.
Well, he deserves it.
And I think he deserves that. I was really blessed 62 years later, last month, to be able to open for the Drifters who now hold the patent on the name. So I thought that was really something.
Was
So
there
I
any
know he
originals?
was- No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
There was one, I think 40 years. He'd been with them maybe 40 years
Yeah,
ago.
I've seen so many Drifter groups. I mean,
Oh, my God.
But I actually, I
They
don't
just
know
keep
where it was,
drifting
how
in
long
and
ago it was. But I was watching a TV show, and I don't.
They
It might
just
have
drift
been.
in, drift out.
It might have been your dad. I don't know who it was, but it was an original Drifter.
No, it wasn't my dad.
No, and they took him. He wasn't working, and they took him to a show. It was like in a band shell or something outside or something, and it was so sad to watch because he was watching these guys up on the stage making believe and telling the people that they were the original Drifters.
Yeah.
And you could see the tears coming down his eyes, and he walked up and he walked and they showed this, and he walked. He goes, "What are you doing? You're not me." And these guys just got so scared. They actually walked off the stage.
When was that?
I can't even tell you, but something stuck in my head because I'll never forget the look on his face when they had him. And he was in regular dress clothes. He was just standing there watching these guys, and you could see the pain. You could just see the pain, and I was like, wow.
That was one thing that I made sure that I never misled anybody, even with Emma, and I told her, and Z and Bo, and you know, and they said, "Oh, you're a Marvelette," and I have to tell them, "No, I consider myself like
Right.
a second string
Right.
because I sang with
Right.
Gladys Horton's Marvelettes and the other Marvelettes." And so I want people to know that no, that's not me. I'm trying to maintain this legacy. You know, I was not an original.
And rightfully so.
Rightfully so, and that's why I asked who was this person, because there's so many people saying that they are when they're not.
Oh,
the original Drifters have been dead for so long.
right.
I mean, maybe since the 60s. My father, one lived after him. My father's been dead 15 years. And one died after him. Charlie Thomas was a ladder drifter. He's still out there performing. Charlie is great. What was the one from South Carolina? Was telling everybody he was an original. He just recently.
It goes on all the
he just
time, and with all
recently
these
died.
groups.
No,
I
but
mean,
this is
you know,
one of the main
you know
ones
what,
that
you know,
they
I
have
mean,
listed.
I was even approached a couple years back because these guys are saying you buy the name, and you go out as these people. I said they wanted me to. I won't say the band they wanted me to go out as. I was like, I would never do that because I would never want to be standing on stage and one guy in the audience go, "You're a liar." Yeah, I couldn't deal with that,
Absolutely.
and I would never
Absolutely.
disrespect anybody like
Yeah.
that.
Well, see, that's
ever.
what happened with this particular person because I happened to be living in Sumter, South Carolina at the time, where they're from, and they were performing at my aunt's club, and I sang, you know,
Right.
and they came over and said, you know, we really enjoyed your performance and everything. I said, you too. I said, so original Drifter, huh? So he said, yeah. I said, so when did you start with the Drifters? And we had a little,
You set 'em
conversation.
up.
And then he caught me. He said, again, what did you say what your name was? Because the other thing was, my father looked like he spit me out.
Yeah,
I had people, strangers, walking down the street to my father, say, do you have a daughter named Carol? Because she looks like you with hair. My father was bald, so that helped. I mean, completely bald, so that helped. But, yeah. And then I said, Carol Johnson. He says, okay. So then he kind of retracted, quickly. But,
Little moonwalking.
it's the nature of the beast.
It's a sad beast, though. I mean,
It really
it's
is.
one thing to do what you're doing, where the people know, and that's cool. If I don't know how they use the name, but if you can do that and say,
Mm-hmm.
listen, we're not the, but we're here to pay the homage to them.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But don't go out saying you are them.
No, no,
because that's
never.
just, especially after they got ripped off for all the money they got
Yeah.
ripped off. So.
So right now I'm enjoying what I'm doing with collage and with Big Sexy and Little Sexy and male sexy.
Oh.
I'm loving this. I was really flattered. I always tell them I don't know what people like when they hear my voice. I had to learn how to just accept that people
Well, I
like
can tell
it
you
and they
one
heard
thing.
it,
I think I know singing pretty well. I mean, I think I know good entertainers, and I think I know when there's a good talent. And when you stood up there, and we were just mic checking you,
Yeah.
there was nothing to be. We knew. You don't hide things like that.
But
I think you hit the first note. Yeah, what I say, you're good.
Yeah. She is good.
You're good. You're good.
My dad always told me singers were a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Maintain your humility. So I
There you
was
go.
really thrown and flattered. And I had said to boy, I don't believe this woman wants me to sing on her album. She's like flabbergasted. She's like, oh my God, you want to sing on my album? And I'm like, you want me?
I could see that.
You want me on your album. So, like we said earlier, you don't have to be a household name to be a star. You're a star.
Yeah.
I'm performing with stars. It has nothing to do with the way I've gone. I've been around
Right.
the world. I've sung with heads of state all over the world. I'm sitting here with living legends, with
Right.
stars. We're going to do something so amazing that it's just going to blow people away.
I agree.
believe that.
I agree.
It's a
I
great
believe
mix.
it. And this is destiny. I just want to say briefly, this is destiny. When I was 7 years old, I began singing professionally. However, it was at the age of 7 that I heard the Marvelettes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who they were. I heard the song and I said to my mom, I'm going to sing with that group one day. And she said, who are they? I felt like a nut because I didn't know. She said, well, what song is that? I didn't know that either.
But you knew every word.
I didn't know the words. I had
no.
never heard the song before in my life. They was just blaring and we were going
Wow.
home from school and I just said, I'm going to sing with that group one day. She said, who? I don't know. She said, what song? I don't know. And I guess the look of frustration, she said, well, if you say you're going to sing with them, you're going to sing with them. I auditioned, answered the ad for a famous 60s group. I went and I auditioned. They told me to learn Sherelle songs, Marvelette songs, one Marvelette song, and Martha and
Martha Reeves.
Vangelis. 2 and 2 and one Marvelette. So I'm assuming it's one of those two groups. And for some reason, after the audition, the guy says, I'm going to call you back. Exactly a month from now, we're going to give you a call back. Never asked who the group was. And I went home, but they called me the next morning.
Oh.
He said, very simple contract. I can hand deliver it to you. If you say want to sign it, you can have it looked to somebody, you look at it yourself, sign it, whatever. I said, yeah. So then just before I got off the phone, I said, wait a minute. You never told me what group this was. He said, I did. And I said, no. He said, it's the Marvelettes. Ironically,
Was your mom alive?
my mom was there. I had just
Oh,
moved back
my
with my
God.
mom. My mom was now suffering from MS. So I came back to take care of her. I never mentioned that to anybody. I kept getting ready to tell people when they say, what are you going to be when you grow up? I said, I'm going to be, because now I know it's the Marvelous, I'm going to be a member. Something always says, shh, don't say anything. They're going to ridicule you. So when I said it, it was just me and my mother. And ironically, when a divine intervention, when I got the group, the aide was in the room. She had just walked out and closed the door, left the apartment. And that's when the man said, okay, it's the Marvelettes. And it was just my mother and I sitting there.
Wow.
So it was meant, divine intervention was meant for it to be said there. It was a childhood prophecy.
Wow.
And it was meant to come to fruition with just the two of us. It was only for our ears.
Now, did your mom Remember that?
My mother, ironically, said, I said, Mom, you don't believe who that is. I'm in the group. And she said, is that group you told me you was going to sing with when I was taking you home from school? That freaked me out. That freaked me out more than the event itself.
Yeah.
I said, do you remember that? She said, yeah, of course I remember. So I know that the same way God spoke it into my ear, I spoke it into hers. He told me, shh, don't say anything. It's not for anybody else.
Yep.
That day it came to him, and he gave it back to her, reminded her.
Now, let me ask you, when you went to this first rehearsal, I bet you were automatically comfortable.
I was, because I knew I belonged
'Cause
there.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
Yeah,
That's so
Cool.
cool.
Very cool.
I knew I belonged there.
See, this is what I like to bring to the people. This is what I like to
Yeah.
bring. All right, there. Where we go?
You got to give him the mic.
Eugene,
You ready?
Where is it?
Eugene?
I need the mic, though.
Yeah.
Get that man mic'd.
All right, Eugene.
Okay. I just want to say thank you for having us.
It's my privilege.
And it's a pleasure to be amongst great human beings and musicians. I'm very blessed to be here with y'all. And yeah,
We're blessed to have you here.
we all blessed, ain't we?
We sure are.
that's true.
I'm
You're
happy.
on the right side of the green. That's a
Yeah.
big
Yes,
thing,
that's
right? It's good. There's a reason why you roll together too. There's a reason. I mean, like what she just said. You know, I'm a big believer in that. It's just all meant to be. Like we're supposed to be here right now. You know, there's a reason we're here. There's a reason I saw her video. There's a reason that we hooked up. It was just meant to be. I totally believe that 100%. I do want to just give the people at home a little taste of what we got sitting here. So, Janine, how about you playing us a little video of these outrageous people here?
I like it when my light is lit like a breeze in a dusty room. Your presence moves right through it. You're all I can see. I see your silhouette in the shadow, the outline of your lips in the dark. You defame me, oh, you claim me, you rearrange me. Is this what you've been waiting for? The fallen angels sing to drink by your fountain, or is this what you've been waiting for? deceiving. I always want to roam and travel roads I've never been before. I think I got to go. I don't know when I'll be leaving. Or do you feel safe in your room? Safe when you're so cocoon? Or is that where you belong? I've been wondering for so long. It's the institution and all the pollution. It clings to the static in the air. So you come and you go and you watch the world roll. But what about tomorrow? Or do you feel safe in your room? Safe when you're so cocoon? Or is that where you belong? I've been wondering for so long. It's all of the publication, my devotion and my dedication. Emotional tides on the city wall. I knew it had to fall. Do you feel safe in your room? Safe when you're so cocoon? Is that where you belong? I've been wondering for so long. Or do you feel safe in your room? Or safe when you're so cocoon? Or is that where you belong? I've been wondering for so long. Yeah, I've been wondering.
But once we start,
All right, we are back. Now you know why they're in the studio. That's some cool stuff right there. I love those videos. Love the music.
just want to say that we did all that ourselves.
No, when you were inside, I said what I love is I hate overproduced videos. I like raw videos like that. I like black and white. I love that. And
Samantha,
great job.
Yeah, Samantha
Great
Silva
job.
did the first cinematography on the first video. Yeah, Samantha, she did a great job. And then I did all the editing consulting with her. And then the second one was done by J.W. Perkins. He shot it and I edited it. And so I do most of the editing of it. So.
Well, I'll tell you, for anybody who's in a depressed mood, put that first video on.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to make you feel good.
It
I don't
was-
care.
it was
I don't
fun
care how
making
bad
it.
it is. You got to feel good.
It was fun making that video.
was really fun.
Crazy.
Yeah?
It was nice and warm in the beginning of it, and then all of a sudden we had the there was a camera that was in front of the car, and we had people do the strangest things. How we stop in the city because New York is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone was
And,
yelling at
Oh
us.
my God, they were yelling at us, and they were doing obscene things to us, but
Shocking in New York.
Oh God, yes. So it was nice. But at the end, we went on a
We did it all in one
rooftop,
day.
And we went on a rooftop with one of Emma's friends, and it was freezing up there. I felt so bad because he had to take off her coat and with the red dress on. And they were like, oh my God, we had our coats on, and Emma's just singing, singing, singing. And Samantha kept saying, we got to do it again. And we're like, what? And I'm so sorry, you got to do this again. So her look on her face after a while was like, I don't know if I could do this again. But she did. She did it. We kept going on.
It was
And when
fun.
we had to take off our coats, we were like, oh, it's so cold. It's
Well, that's
so
what Emma
cold."
just said while the video was on, too. She'll never forget those lyrics because she had to do
Oh,
them
no,
so many
there's no
times.
way.
I sang
There's
them
no
for 15
way.
hours that day.
But it was more fun on the bridge. That was the best part.
Yeah?
On the bridge, yeah.
Oh, everyone was waving to us
Everybody's
in the
waving.
cars.
Oh, yeah,
But you had fun?
Yeah, we
That's
had fun.
all
That was.
We always have fun.
Yeah.
But it's a fun video, and it's a really feel-good video, and like you said, the groove of the song it's really good. It just keeps you in the moment.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't die, you know what I mean? Like a lot of songs, oh, that's good. And it kind of takes you out of it. That just takes you on the ride all the way through. So I like it.
All right.
But
All
talking
right.
that, we're talking some business here. Now this is your first album, right?
That was my first album,
Postcards.
Postcards. Photography by Tawana Pettis.
All right. Well, listen. I recommend anybody. Now this is still available everywhere. CB Babies and
CD Baby, Amazon.
Okay.
It's all over the internet.
Okay, so the name of this, guys, Postcards. I recommend it. Pick it up. It's feel-good music and good.
I really wrote it as a post. They were really written. Each song was like a postcard, visual. A sonic postcard to someone that I was thinking about. I was going to call it postcards to my other. So it was like postcards to my mom, my sister. You
Right.
know, like each song was written for someone in particular.
That's good.
So
That's good.
one of
Songs with meanings mean more than songs that don't.
Oh, all my songs have meanings.
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's so many empty songs out there. You know,
Oh,
like
God.
you can
Yes.
you can feel it. It's like we said,
Yeah.
watching someone. You can feel when
Yeah.
you're taking the ride with them. You know, but tell me, all right, now you guys pick up this one, but now you have a second album, In Your Garden.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It started out as, we were just rehearsing the old album, and then we started just jamming on some new stuff, and some of which have made it onto the next album, In Your Garden, and then we're going to work on the next one after that. So yeah, we've been recording since December. We did it pretty live. The crux of the band got in there, and we didn't really do any overdubs for the band. You know, it was sort of a little tiny bit, but we were really trying to keep the live feel. This one was more built over time, whereas this one is more like live. And then we've just finished adding the sprinkles of beauty, being sax, and got a great local New York guy, Raven, who plays with everyone. But he's fabulous. And what else? Sax and keyboards. Johnny Young. He's also a good friend of mine and plays in the New York scene a lot. He has his own band, Giant Flying Turtles, which you would love. So
I like the name.
He's great. He's phenomenal keyboard player. So so sometimes I bring in some ringers to,
Yeah, sure.
and the beauty of those guys, they can sit in at any point and they know when to
Right.
play, and they know what to play. So they bring some really great elements, and then Al and I have, we work in different ways. Sometimes I'll bring the song and then we'll flesh it out, and sometimes Al will have like a riff and then I'll add some lyrics, there's lots of different ways we kind of work. It's not sort of one way. But I'm really excited about this album. It's really more urgent than the last album was kind of more lamenting, I guess. This one is more like now, and it's kind of got like a throwback
Sink your
vibe.
teeth into it.
Yeah, it's real,
Yeah.
it's sweet and it's vicious, and
real is very rare in music now.
and it is. I think it is real, and the best compliment for me, I think, even when Raven was playing on it the other day, the sax, he got in the cans, and as soon as he started hearing it, he kind of like his whole mood. I could see it. I was sitting right next to him. He wanted me in the booth when he was doing it, and his whole mood changed. He started, he was like getting the groove on, and then he got this smile on his face, and I was like, yes, And for me, it's about that. If I got big or whatever, it's not about that for me.
Right.
It's more like, when we have rehearsal and we have a great rehearsal and my mind has that little explosion when we all come together perfectly, that's what it's about for me.
Well,
And-
not that I ever had a hit record, but my most fun is when you're in the studio creating music. I mean,
Or just hanging out with
it's-
these guys,
yeah.
like, Eugene and I, we talk like every week. On Sundays, sometimes we'll talk for 2 hours, about stuff, and it's, we have a communion, not just, we have this love that is called music.
Right.
And it comes
Bond.
together as the music, and that's our love culminated in this thing. And I'm constantly amazed when musicians want to play my music, you know, and they're like, oh, I want to play on your band. I'm like, really? Yay! You know, like, so for me, it's just, I just feel so, I mean, Al, the way we met is, you know, I was holding a jam in Harlem at the New Amsterdam Music Association, and I just kind of invited everyone to come play at this jam. You know, whatever. It was a free-for-all. And he comes and sets up with his friend John, who plays bass on this new album, on In Your Garden, John Hanley, and they set up and they start riffing, and I'm like, I know this song, what's this song? Because it sounded really familiar, and he goes, oh, this is your song. And I was like, what? And he goes, this is Fallen Angel. And I was like, what? And yeah. Oh, it's my mic. Oh, I've got a rub. Yeah, but basically it was, you know, he had learnt all my songs, like 8 songs. He learnt my whole CD. And so I was...
That must be quite a compliment.
It was. And I was like, what are you talking about, you know? And so at the end of it, I was kind of like, do you want to be in my band? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, awesome! You're in all the songs, you know, and that's how we all kind of met. You know, Eugene, again, we were playing in Harlem, and I stepped off the stage, and Eugene was just like, where do you get your energy from? And I was like, I don't know, you know, the earth. And then I saw him play, and I was like, damn, he's a really good drummer, you know. And then afterwards I said, would you be interested in playing with us? He was like, yeah, I'd love to, you know. So it was all organic, and I think, you know, Bo and I were talking about the other day, you know, what it is, the thing that brings it together, and the big sexy music is, it's like we're big in spirit, and I feel like the spirit is big, and maybe it's not always perfect, and it's not, you know, always like down to the T, but you know, the energy's there, and the heart is there.
It's real.
And you know, we're pretty damn sexy at the same time when we get in that zone. So,
well, I think at that, we're going to get you up, and
all
we're going
right.
to see how big and sexy you are.
Let's do it.
Well, guys, I think we've tortured you long enough. I've really enjoyed talking with you guys. I tell you, it's been a blast, and I love the story. Your story was amazing. I mean, I loved everybody's story. I like just hearing, you know, like you were just saying, you know, to me, when you're going to a group, when you're in a building with all musicians, it's just really, it's a different thing.
Well, we were in the car coming here, and we said something, and then we all started singing like a song that associate. And I'm like, you wouldn't get that when you're hanging out. You know, when you're with musicians, you all, you know, that's what it is.
And I have to say one thing, thank you, because my husband's like there. He was like a force in what happened putting us all together. So definitely.
Yeah, Zandrina's husband and Zandrina.
R2D2
R2D2 over there. Yeah,
so that's Mark's doing, but Black Diamond P.
Because he works with Mark, and he was like, Mark and Al work together, and he was like, you should.
Well, he works with me now. We did the sound.
Exactly.
We got the sound going.
Nice.
There you go.
He works with
I got the okay on the sound. I wanted him to give me the okay on it. So
cool.
All right. So listen, it's been a treat for me to have these guys here, and now it's going to be a treat for you to see them in action right here in the Madhouse on that stage right over there. So we're going to be back in a couple minutes. Get yourself tight. It's coming. We'll be right back. $1.3 million women are victims of physical assault by an intimate partner each year. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, the majority of cases aren't reported to the police. Most people who are in an abusive relationship don't even know they're in one. The truth is, all abusive relationships boil down to one thing: control.
How do you like it? My new dress.
Are you out of your mind? You look like a prostitute. We're not going out with you dressed up like that in public.
But what am I supposed to wear?
Wear something decent. You can't wear that out in public. We're going to be late. Get back in there and pick a different outfit. I'm going to go run some errands. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Please be ready, okay?
Fine, I'll change. Fine.
Abuse is not always physical, leaving wounds that are visible on the outside. Emotional abuse is just as painful, only these wounds are hidden on the inside.
Are you out of your mind? You're crazy.
You look like a prostitute.
Know that abuse is abuse, no matter what the form.
Look at me.
Oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Physical abuse scars the body,
I just wanted to love me.
but mental abuse scars the mind.
What you just saw was an example of a relationship that is emotionally abusive. Nobody has the right to tell you how to dress or how to act. If someone really cares for you, they won't tear you down. They will build you up.
How do you like it?
Wow. You look great. Fantastic. But then again, you look great all the time.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd like it. It's my new dress. I bought it just so we could go out tonight.
You look stunning.
Thank you. But I think I'm going to take a sweater just in case it gets cold tonight.
Great idea. I'm going to take one too. Let's go.
All relationships are not perfect, but a healthy relationship is when two people bring out the best in each other and have each other's good in mind. Take your time to know someone instead of rushing into something. It is better not to involve yourself with an abusive person than to try and get out of a domestic violence situation.
If someone is abusive to you and you need help, please call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. They have highly trained experts available 24/7 who will speak with you confidentially and offer information regarding the unhealthy aspects of your relationship, resources, or immediate support for victims to find safety and live lives free of abuse. Domestic violence affects us all.
It affects us all.
It affects us all. 모두에게 영향을 줍니다.
Che ci ricarte tutte.
It affects us all.
Domestic violence.
We're going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm Renee Marie. I'm the president of Language of Love Incorporated Foundation. I'm really happy to tell you that we're going to be doing a Language of Love telethon on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please look for the location on my website, ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And the show will be hosted on the Madhouse TV. It really is important for you to be aware of strokes and aphasia. Strokes is the third leading cause of death in America and the first leading cause of disability. And it really is something that plays no favoritism. And it also really comes when you're not expecting. Nobody expects to have a stroke, and nobody expects to suffer from aphasia, and it really does make a huge impact in your life and change your life in one split second. So we look forward to having everyone join us once again on March 29, 2015 from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you could follow us on ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. Once again, it's ReneeMarieLanguageOfLove.org. And we look forward to seeing you. God bless.
Stretching under sedation or manipulation under anesthesia is a very gentle, very precise procedure to very slowly release any scar tissue that is formed as a result of a traumatic injury. Many people ask, how does this work? Will I get hurt? Will you stretch me too far? We only stretch the body part to its normal range of motion. After completing the post-MUA rehabilitation program, it's very common that our patients say to us, hey, I can play ball with my kid again. Hey, I can bowl again. Hey, I can enjoy hiking again. This is what makes it rewarding to us as practitioners.
Stop the truck! Stop the truck! Thank you.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Could switching to Geico.
Shannon Gates is the #1 fence provider on Long Island, with the most inventory in stock, including vinyl, chain link, and aluminum. Gates offers a custom powder-coated system that prevents rust throughout the life of the fence. We carry fence tools to the trade. We even stock wood, rail, and glass hardware as well. Shannon Gates has our very own patented locking system. The next time you need fencing of any sort, both commercial and private, give Shannon Gates a call at 631-392-4330. You can also visit our website at shannongatesinc.com. Shannon Gates is the #1 fence provider on Long Island, with the most inventory in stock, including vinyl, chain link, and aluminum. Gates offers a custom powder-coated system that prevents rust throughout the life of the fence. We carry fence tools to the trade. We even stock wood, rail, and glass hardware as well. Shannon Gates has our very own patented locking system. The next time you need fencing of any sort, both commercial and private, give Shannon Gates a call at 631-392-4330. You can also visit our website at shannongatesinc.com.
I am Tommy Marr,
otherwise known as the Maverick Soul.
and I am live in the Madhouse.
For my show, Maverick Soul Hour.
Come and join us.
It's the place to be. Right here on Madhouse TV, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we will put you out to the entire world.
You got that right.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
We are back, and I got it right here live in the Madhouse. Big.
Music.
You are big and sexy, I tell you. No. Big sexy. We ready? I thought it was EZ. EmZ, big and sexy. And that they are. Even bodacious over here. You got it right here live in the Madhouse, and I tell you, we're going to bring it home right now. Here we go.
Burning Down, guys. This is a song off our new album called Burning Down.
vicious. I gotta get to you now.
Burn it down.
Burn it down. These streets are vicious. They're vicious. It's just another stone in the road. They say the home is where the heart is. Where he lays his head is home. Baby, he can be so heartless. I'm walking down this tight road. Man, I'm feeling dated. All these people are stepping to me. Is this what I created? I'm burning down. I'm burning down. I spin around these streets are vicious. They're vicious, yeah. I'm burning down. I spin around. I'm moving down these streets are vicious. I gotta get to you now. Alright, break it down. 'Cause I'm a lovesick fool when it comes to you. I don't know what to do when it comes to you. I'm faded, I'm jaded, I just gotta keep my cool. I wanna run to you, you. I'm a lovesick fool when it comes to you. I don't know what to do when it comes to you. I'm faded, I'm jaded, I just gotta keep my cool. I wanna run to you, you. Burn it down. Burn it down. Spin around these streets all vicious. They're vicious, yeah. Burn it down. Spin around. Moving down these streets all vicious. Gotta get to you now. Burn it down. Burn it down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. They're vicious. We don't need no water. 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 We'll let it burn, 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 burn. We don't need no water. 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 We'll let it burn, 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 burn. All right. Well, that was a woo. All right, we're gonna get straight back into it. In Your Garden, also from our new album, title track of the album, In Your Garden. Oh, the light in your garden is so beautiful. Beautiful. I see oceans and skies. It's a reality of all the things that mean something to me. Oh, the light in your eyes. Oh, it's so beautiful. I see oceans and skies. It's a reality of all the things that mean something to me. 'Cause it's a sunny day outside, so what you waiting for? Don't you run away and hide. Who could ask for more in your garden? Your garden, your garden, your garden, your garden, in your garden, in your garden, your garden. Oh,
Brought it home. We brought it home. We're going to do a song called Come Around, which Al Craig in the back here wrote on his guitar, and then we added some nice moody lyrics to it. Are we ready, sir? Let's get sexy.
But baby, you're so far from me. Lately you can't be found. I guess we came to a fork in the road. No matter how much we talk, baby, well, you can't be told. And I'm so in love with you, and now I know what to do about it, about it. And we've come a long, long way. I don't think that I can stay. I'm walking, I'm walking. I don't know why it has to be so hard. All I wanted was some time, baby, and to have a little fun. But this has gone just way too far. You're always dancing, you're stamping, you're trampling on my beating heart. And I'm so in love with you, and now I know what to do about it, about it. And we've come a long, long way. I don't think that I can stay. I'm walking, I'm walking. I would have done anything. I would have treated you right. I would have loved you, baby, all through the day, all through the night. And I'm so in love with you, but now I know what to do about it, about it. And we've come a long, long way. I don't think that I can stay. So I'm walking, I'm walking. Ooh, watch me walking. All right, let's keep on moving. We're gonna do a song from the first album called Fallen Angel, which is the music video that you just saw. But we're gonna give it to you live. We're gonna give it to you live and direct now.
Yes. Big sexy in the
And Eugene's gonna kick it off for us because he knows the tempo. Bum, 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 dum, bum, dee, bum, bum. your face and keep on guessing. Is there anything better than your kiss? Besides your kiss, how do I recover from this? Maybe it's the weather, maybe I'm bored. I can't be ignored, and I won't be ignored. Or is this what you've been waiting for? The fallen angels seem to drink at your fountain. Or is this what you've been waiting for? The fallen angels seem to drink at your fountain. Now that my vision is clear, I paint a memory I keep close to me. What does the sky have to say to a mountain? It showers it instead with tears from above. Isn't that the meaning of love? The downpour, the ocean roars and flows back to the sea. But what about you and me? Is this what you've been waiting for? The fallen angels seem to drink at your fountain. Or is this what you've been waiting for? The fallen angels seem to drink at your fountain. Now that my vision is clear, I paint a memory I keep close to me. Is this what you've been waiting for? The fallen angels seem to drink at your fountain. Is this what you've been waiting for? The fallen angels seem to drink at your fountain. Now that my vision is clear. Now that my vision is clear. Now that my vision is clear. I paint a memory I keep it close to me. Oh, nice ending. Nice harmony there, yeah. Now we've got two more. We're going to do Brooklyn Kiss, which is off the new album. Brooklyn Kiss. This is a cool song. I love this song. With a kiss in Brooklyn, it took me by surprise. As we moved the shelter closer, captured with your eyes. Then we rode into the distance, watched you disappear. Now I'm sitting all alone, wishing you were here. I don't care who hears this, I don't care who knows. You're my reason for living, each day these feelings grow. I don't care who hears this, I don't care who knows. You're my reason for living. Oh, how it grows. Look at now I wonder what you're doing. You're loving someone new. Even though we are apart, I know we can't be true. Oh, I saw my reflection deep within your soul. I lost all my direction, lost all my control. I don't care who hears this, I don't care who knows. You're my reason for living, each day these feelings grow. I don't care who hears this, I don't care who knows. You're my reason for living. Oh, how it grows. Look at you say.
Hello. Hello. I don't. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. No.
They're all gone.
They're both on. They're both on. They're both on. They're both on. I think they're both on.
I think yours
But none
too.
of
Mine is.
I think we should do your sock.
Brooklyn, yeah.
Oh, all the mics are gone.
All of them are
Mics
gone.
They're just looking at us. Go, hey, hello.
Woo! I think all of them.
No,
All of them are gone.
Hello.
Really?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, maybe it's a monitor?
So we'll just sing it. They can hear it.
Yeah, 'cause I can.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
We're going to do the last song. It's called You Suck. For all those people out there that suck your soul, this is the song for you. We know how much it sucks tomorrow, Monday. We're going to sing this song just to get it out. Let's do it.
For our Mondays.
For our Mondays. And for our everyday when people suck our souls. I was thinking about the things that we could have had. It was running through my mind as I watching television. I was telling myself it wasn't so bad. Well, clearly my thoughts, well, they need some supervision. 'Cause you putting me down, letting me up, you put me down. For the last time, honey, yeah, you putting me down. You should be letting me up, you put me down. I think you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. Once I was blind, baby, now I can see. You suck the soul out of me. Yeah. You suck the soul out of me. You suck the soul out of me. You suck. I invite you places, but you don't want to go. Rather sit at the bar, you'd rather drink your beer. Telling you things that you don't want to know. Everything you say to me is
you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. Once I was blind, babe, now I can't see. You suck the soul out of me. You suck the soul out of me. You suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck. You led me down the garden path. We never seem to reach our destination. Don't let the front door get you on the way out. Pack up your bags, get the hell out of here. You put me down, you put me lifting me up. Put me down, you put me down, honey. Yeah, you put me down, you should be lifting me up. Put me down, I think you suck. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. Once I was blind, Daddy, now I can't see. You suck the soul out of me. I suck right through you now. I suck right through you now. I can't believe how much you suck. Mama told me there'd be days like this. Yeah, she told me don't put up with that. She told me don't put up with it. She told me how much you suck. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck, you suck the soul out of me. Once I was blind, and now I can't see. You suck the soul out of me. You suck the soul out of me. You suck the soul out of me. You suck, you suck. Well, we had a great time. You didn't suck us all, though.
They don't suck. That was great. Unbelievable. Love you guys. Love you guys. Wish you all the best. I hope your path is nothing but gold all the way along. And guys, next week, the one and only Ricky Byrd. Going in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in April with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Right here on the Maverick Soul Hour. Great guy. You're a good friend of his, right? Great guy. It's going to be a great show. So don't miss that one. And again, guys and gals, thank you so much. It was blessed. We were blessed to have you guys here. So peace. Be blessed this week. Have a beautiful time. Take care of one another. Love you. See you next week on the Maverick Soul Hour.